thing happened, it was like the feds, like NSA, if somebody was like trying to tap in on the signal and listen to this, and it's like, y'all could just join the live. Like, y'all ain't gotta be stealthy about it. So welcome again to Immediately Sierra, and we are with Brittany Dke, aka Dr. Fashion, again. Okay, Brittany Dke, can you tell everybody again? My bad. about your channel, Dr. Fashion.
Yes. So my channel is a blend of fashion, crafting, science, and even business. And there's tons of tutorials where you can make your own stuff, whether it's clothing or home decor. And I also teach the side hustle part of it where you can actually make money from the videos that I'm teaching. So if you want to start selling your own gowns, we have so many people that have watched my videos that even open up their own brick and mortars. So I'm just really excited about this channel that I've been building for the last 10 plus years.
Oh my God, that's a long time. Like,
it is.
Did it take you 10 years to what actually took 10 years? Was it either trying to grow, or was it trying to figure out how you fit, or were you just like playing and you was like, oh, maybe I'll take this seriously? I don't know. Like what you've been doing in the 10 years?
I know. You know what? The growing was easy. When I knew YouTube had a building, it was a wrap, because it's in the cut. YouTube have a building in LA, but you can't see it on a main street. You literally got to know somebody that knows somebody to find this building in the cut. So it was a YouTuber I came across, and she had a video. She just partying with all these creators. Mind you, I didn't have any creator friends at this time. So I was like, where's she at? She's like, I'm in LA, but you need 10,000 subscribers to get in. And I only had 3,000 subscribers. Okay. So I looked at my sister. I said, I guess I got some work to do. I want to get in that building.
So you basically took YouTube seriously for the party? You was like...
I wanted to network, because I do think with content creation, sometimes if you don't have the support system or a community of other creators, it gets lonely. You're doing everything by yourself most of the time when you're starting anyways, right? You don't have a team, you're filming, you're setting up the lights. I mean, we do so much. And I felt like I was starting to get a little discouraged because I didn't have anybody to talk about content creation with. So when I knew YouTube had this building, I was like, I need to get in there. I need to network. I need to meet the people. And I gave myself 30 days.
A challenge, you say?
Yes.
You gave yourself a challenge? You did.
I said, I want to get in there soon. So I got in there and I hit the 10K, and I was in there with my sister.
Okay. Well, but what changed? Like, what did you change to be like, I'm going to hit that so I can do that? Like, what, you were already doing something. I mean, you got to 3K. So what did you change to do differently?
Strategy. So before, I was just showing up. I was just putting out content. People enjoyed it, but I was doing it for fun. And it's still fun for me. But I think when I saw that video of that girl, and mind you, she had quite a bit of followers, I was like, I don't have a strategy. I'm just showing up like, I was like, something got to change. So I stopped just creating whenever I had times that I was showing up. It was a consistent schedule that made sense to my audience too, because they knew when to show up for me. So I kind of created my channel like a television show where, on Tuesday, your favorite show is showing up at 5 p.m. Pacific, so they knew like Brittany's coming on Tuesday, and they would just show up, and I didn't have to worry about the algorithm too.
Okay. Definitely. That's one of the main, when people give tips of how to do social media, how to grow, it's always the consistency. And people, including myself, hate to hear that, because we're like, oh, it's the consistency, is it? Because we didn't want to do we're like, okay. Because you're being forced to, you're being held accountable. Like, you're being forced to actually like do something and care about something, and it's scary.
Yeah.
But when you have to actually like put your heart into it, and then it could fail, but it's like it could also take off and be great, But that's why I hate when someone says consistent. I'm like, this one's right here.
It's
like,
way more than that.
Hate it. It is, but like it is. But you'd be surprised how hard that part is for a lot of us. Like, this is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. Speaking of networking, how I came across you. I don't know if you remember this because you kind of be having your feet and your toes and everything, right? So I don't even know if you know how I found you, but we were in this group on Facebook, this Sisters of LA group, and you posted in there about, maybe it was about Facebook creating or something like that. And I joined, and I was just thinking, like, do people really like still like create and do stuff on Facebook? Like, I was like, but she said they are, so I guess I'll join it. Because Facebook is always just like something that I have to stay in touch with family. It's just not something that I ever really thought was still like a player. Like, you know what I mean? Like in the social media world. And then from there, joining that group, then it came to joining Creator Life.
Yeah.
And then I'm here and I'm just like, I don't even know how I'm really very proud of myself for actually like sticking with things, like sticking with like going to the next step and the next step.
Yeah.
Because one thing I've learned like about myself is that I pay to go faster. Because at a certain point, you just be tired of like not getting it right and not knowing what you're doing. And so whenever I just kept like getting in there and making sure I was like being a part of Creator Life. And then when you know, was like, you know what, I think I'm worth a lot more money. And I was like, you are though, but we don't want you to know it. We don't want her to know what she's worth because we want to get her for the low. So for people who don't know, like, Brittany, Dr. Fashion, knows her ish, okay, when it comes to YouTube, okay? And if you're lucky enough to be able to like get on her roster for her to like mentor you, coach you, like it's worth it. It ain't cheap because anyone who is cheap, they ain't worth it. Okay. So we're going to get into some questions here that people pay a lot of money to know. Okay. But she likes me. So she's going to answer them.
I am.
For free. Ish. I'm gonna have to pay for it some sort of way. I already know she's gonna make me do something. I'm gonna be walking to Brooklyn to get cheesecake. I don't know. She's gonna make me do something for her. But but it's gonna be okay, because she's gonna give as much tea as she can give about this YouTube process and how all of this information. Like, I think I know most of it already because I've been talking to her, but she be pulling out stuff out the hat all the time. And I'd be like that's new. Okay. So Brittany got me on this YouTube journey. I had this milestone on my vision board was to hit 1,000 subscribers and to get monetized.
Yep.
I did hit the subscribers. The monetized thing, I could have been. I dropped the ball on that. I'm not going to lie, but it's going to come back around. I probably could still try to do it. Because I was like, this is like, it seemed like it was just so much. In retrospect, it's really not a lot. But when you're balancing it with like real life and when you have to show up and be consistent, then it can be a lot for someone who's used to not being consistent.
Yeah.
So we gonna get into some questions. She gonna let us know the tea to help y'all make your money on the YouTube. Okay. So we talked a little bit about your creator journey on YouTube. What do you feel like was your first major YouTube milestone for you? Because it would be different for somebody else.
I think the first
besides the 10K, to get into YouTube.
I think the first major milestone for me was getting the YouTube play button. Because when I found out you get like a physical item for hitting a number, I was like, oh, I want that, know, because it comes with that and a letter from the CEO congratulating you on reaching a milestone. But it takes a lot of work to reach 100,000, you know? So I worked really hard, but I was very, very strategic because I wanted to get it at a certain time. I was like, time is of the essence. Like, we gotta get this 100K. But what people don't know in regards to that 100K is it opened up a lot of opportunities. So even though at the time when I was thinking about the 100K, I was probably at 50, I still was not full time. Okay. So I was not full time because I was still learning YouTube. And so, that was the first major milestone. After that, it was the income part for me.
We gonna get into that, girl.
Yeah.
We gonna get into that. That's a little down the road, okay? Because that's the good stuff. So, what? So, or if you had to do it all over again, or if you had
Yep.
to start a new channel,
Yep.
is what you would do now different from what you would do then, or are you the same things you would do? You're like, if it was 10 years ago, I would do the same thing now.
On that, because I do have a lot of different channels. So for those that don't know, I do have a lot of faceless channels, and it's quite interesting because when I'm around my friends, they be pulling up other channels, but they don't know it's mine because it's faceless and I'm not the voice on it. So I'll be like, oh yeah, that's a cool YouTuber, but it'd be me. So So I don't know when I would tell anybody because I never had any intentions on telling. But the only people that know are people that work at YouTube and my parents. So yeah, I don't know. I forgot your question.
What would you do differently? What would you
Yes.
do if you did
So
anything differently?
because
But you've done it all over again multiple times though.
yeah, I was about to say that. So I have started so many new channels where it's easy for me to grow it and get it monetized
Hmm.
because I learned a lot from the Dr. Fashion channel. And
Hmm.
funny enough, all my other channels have more subscribers than Dr. Fashion. That's my
Really?
smallest channel right now. So, yeah, it is. So, oh, not the face.
See, this is something she never told me either. So
But
I'm
if I was to do it over again for the Dr. Fashion channel, I would have never took a break.
okay.
I would have took a break, but it would have been different because I didn't batch record back then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us. Okay, so tell us about your batch record process. Then, how much do you batch?
Oh,
Do you
I
does it?
do
How long does
it
it
for
take
the
you?
next 2 years. So I have a lot of content.
I'll be back. What?
Yeah, I've shared it with people in creator life because nobody believe me when I say this out loud. Because it sounds crazy, right? People still trying to catch up for next season. But I batch recorded quite a bit and I do a lot of deep research where I know what's going to be trending in my industry before it's trending. So think of it like the forecast, right? With the weather,
Hmm.
fashion forecasting is a thing in the fashion industry. That's an
Okay.
actual job for people where they go and travel to show you guys what is going to be trending for the next season. This is why they have fashion shows before we're already in fall.
Right.
So I do the
Right.
same thing for content creation. I call it content forecasting. So I do the same type of research. So I know what's going to be trending for Christmas, like seasonal and evergreen type of content. So you'll usually see that trending. You'll see it pop up and you know what to create for your industry, but you got to do the research.
So here I am trying to figure out how I can like get on live like once every 2 weeks, and you done already did it for like the next 2 years. Got
Yeah.
it. Okay. That I as a student of yours, I probably will not be doing that right now. But the point is to eventually get there,
Yeah.
right? But no,
I got a
that's
lot of
awesome though. That's ridiculous. Like, so you just have all this other time to do all these other businesses because you don't even have to sit there.
yeah, I have like I don't know. I've been like this since I was young. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how to do one thing at a time and I don't know how to relax. So that's very hard for me.
Uh-huh.
And when I relax, I feel like I'm not doing anything or I'm not doing enough.
Mm-hmm.
So usually if I have like an hour, I'm doing like 10 different things at the same time. And it's so weird, but it makes me feel good. And if I'm not
Mm-hmm.
doing it, I feel like this doesn't feel right, you know? I'm like, how do you guys do
Girl.
it? One thing at a time. That's so weird.
What she really meant to say was, how are you peasants not doing enough? You peasants, get up.
So
You're lazy.
yeah, it's crazy. But I just have a lot of content. There's one video I did on my YouTube Shorts. To everybody else, it was new, it was fresh. But I filmed that video 3 years ago. So it was like a BTS. I insert a NFC chip to so when you scan it with your phone, it plays their music. And it was a very creative way to show you how you can either make a keychain that goes to your links or make a cool keychain with your favorite artist where it plays their music. And I
Mm.
did this video years ago, but everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, this is so cool!" But I made it so long ago.
So you just beating technology too. Like you need to be working like really for some sort of tech company or something. Like, what are you talking
Listen,
about? That's bananas. That's
that was a fun
bananas.
video though. That was a really fun.
I'm glad the video you made 3 years ago that it was a lot of fun that you just posted. I'm just glad for you. That's crazy. That's dedication. And it definitely puts into perspective like what I need to do to get to where I want to be. And
Yeah,
you're there helping me. I appreciate that. But I am constantly working on like how can I make this process how can I streamline this process? How can I make it easier and
yeah.
still make it fun and not feel like it's a job before it becomes like a job? You know what I mean? So,
No, I know that feeling. I feel like I always tell myself whenever it feels like work, it usually not fun for me anymore. um, for
mhm.
me, so like if
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
I'm clocking in and out for a platform to be seen and to be heard, and I feel like I'm trying to do things based off trends and I'm trying to
Mhm.
follow what other people are doing, that's when it becomes less fun for me. So I always try
Mhm.
to create content that I enjoy. I haven't changed. So if you see the videos I created 10 years ago, it's still me. I haven't
Mhm.
changed the way I did anything. If anything, I changed the format because now we have shorts, right?
Yeah.
But it's the
Mhm.
same type of content I was doing when I was a kid.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Speaking of being a kid in front of these some of these evil trolls, how do you handle how do you handle the trolls? How do you handle the haters? Maybe you don't get any, but people will find a way
They will.
to try to make you feel small because they
It's
are
funny
miserable.
because I never got any hate comments before, surprisingly. But it didn't start until the shorts because now I'm going viral. There's a lot of people that just don't want to see you be great, right?
They don't. They
So
don't.
I have pretty tough skin. So if anything, I troll back, but not in the way people think I do. Like if they leave a mean comment, I'll put a happy face. They hate that. They're like, "Oh, she happy? How dare she be happy?" They be mad and then they start talking to themselves. But the thing they don't know because they're not a creator is that they're increasing my engagement. Look, if you want to keep letting the video play, then by all means do it.
Man, I mean, listen, thank you for your engagement. It is appreciated.
That's all I
Like
can say.
it really is that they don't know because they
I-
in their basement just miserable and that's all
yeah,
they can do. But it's like you really be helping people out here. You really do.
I'm saying I don't have time to be arguing with people at all.
No, no. I get it for sure. Do you have any experiences with content that maybe you didn't expect much from the content or you were just like having fun or thought it was interesting? Like you didn't really think too deep about it and then it goes viral or it gets really popular and then you're just like I don't really know what to do with this. Like this is not really a thing. I mean, I've recently had that happen and
Yeah,
people are tripping over it. And I'm like, I really wouldn't even think about it like that. Have you had any experiences like
I
that?
did during the pandemic. When we were kind of all stuck in the house,
Mhm.
I started testing out. I was just trying new things. It wasn't really
Mhm.
for social media, but I ended up putting the video on my YouTube channel and
Mhm.
it did really well. And I'm like, when you feel like you didn't put that much effort into something, like,
I
why
do.
this video?
I do. I know
And
exactly what that was like.
all I did was make a coffee mug with Dollar Tree products and dip the coffee. Like it was just crazy, but it did really well financially, and it opened up brand deal opportunities, which I didn't see coming. So now I work with companies like Cricket because they
Mhm.
saw that video and other videos where I use their product. And now I'm like one of the only fashion designers slash crafter on their roster.
Oh,
So that's a
nice.
big deal because they only had people that craft, but I sew and make clothes, so it's pretty
Mhm.
interesting.
You know what? And I mean, it's so true when they say like just post the video because you
Yeah.
just really don't know what's going to happen with it. Like you really don't know, and it can end up changing your life, and you be like, what are they talking about? Like I've been putting effort into all this other stuff that y'all didn't care about at all, And then all of a sudden, y'all want to care about this? All
Right.
right.
Yep.
I recently posted a short. I wasn't even gonna make it into. I just was filming it. I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Essentially, it's me and my boyfriend go to Vegas, right?
Mhm.
And I learned from the last time I went to Vegas that they don't allow like food and drink into their pool area. You have to buy their food and drink. Then
Yeah.
Vegas food and drinks at their pool be busting heads. So I'm like, I'm not about to keep buying. Like, I'm not gonna spend $200 on drinks at a pool. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
If I buy one, so I got these little, little tampon things from Amazon. You can fill it up with liquor, and then you put in a little thing, and it looks like a tampon. It looks like a really big tampon. Like if you're a girl, you know that's not a tampon. But I'm like, but security is normally men, so they probably ain't gonna pay no attention to this.
Yeah.
Lord, and I just happened to film it, and I was like, oh, I need some content. Let me just put this on there. People are tripping over this video, and I'm like, I just thought it was like a cool way to save some money and
Right.
clever. And people are like, oh, if you have to go that far, if you have a drinking problem. I ain't got no drinking problem. I got a money problem. I want to keep my coins problem. Like that's what it is. Like, and I put it on YouTube, I put it on TikTok and Instagram. And then so TikTok and YouTube are the ones people are really, really was hating on it. Like I got a problem. Like, I think you're missing the point of why I put this up here, just to be like, hey, this is a clever way to hide your liquor, so you got to buy them at the pool. Yo, people were tripping over it. So
That's
I
wild.
just learned, like, you know what? You never know what's gonna go viral. You never know what people are gonna care about. And I just like, so you just gotta post your stuff.
Yeah.
Post it. You never know.
You
Because
never
now
know.
people are all up in the fizzy because of it. So whatever. Give me my engagement, that's fine. Okay, so to the money.
Ooh, I like money.
I know you do. Okay, so this is gonna be broad, but if maybe you can whittle it down. What advice would you give on how to make money on YouTube?
Yeah. So the advice that I would give is to definitely create multiple streams of income on your YouTube channel. That's where I went wrong when I started and I had all these followers. Mind you, I was getting millions of views, but the math wasn't mathing.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that I noticed is I only had one stream and it was coming from Google AdSense. At the time I started, YouTube did not have supers. They did not have memberships. They did not have shopping, any of the stuff that we have now. So it was really me grinding and trying to figure it out. So if you guys are just getting started or you already been doing it for a minute, I
Mm.
would highly advise that you have 7 to 10 streams of income. And I know that sounds
Can you break these
crazy.
down for the
I
people?
sure
Like, you
will.
remember we was talking and she would be telling me about things and I'd be like, what is that? Like, I literally would like not understand what these things were. I
Yeah.
felt
So
oldest.
7 to 10 stream, and this is for the creators that want to do this long term, but also build a business around this. Not
Mm-hmm.
if you're just doing this for fun, then you don't need your 7 to 10. But if you want to do this as long as I've been doing, 7 to 10 streams of income. So obviously we have Google AdSense.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have memberships. Now, I don't do my memberships on YouTube because they did not have it when I started.
Mm.
Okay, so you can start your membership on YouTube if you reach the requirements, right? But I have
Mm-hmm.
mine on my website, so that's number 2. The third one is affiliate marketing, which pretty much anybody can do, even if you have 0 subscribers. You can start
Mm-hmm.
at that. Share
Mm-hmm.
your links out to friends and family, your followers, and then get your commission. The
Mm-hmm.
other is brand deals. Now, a lot of people think because they don't have a massive following
Uh-huh.
that they can't get brand deals, but it's very possible because if you're
Was
doing
that shade to me?
no, not at all.
Because she told me, like, girl, you better get them brand deals. I'm like, I don't know. I just don't know yet.
I totally
So,
forgot we had that conversation. But yes, this is for everybody because I get it so often where they think, well, I don't even have 1,000 followers. Why would I even be reaching out to brands? Like, is it the right time? Yeah, because at the end of the day, is what value you can add to the company, not
mm-hmm.
based off your following count. A lot of the
Mm-hmm.
things we do is what the industry used to pay for with a team of 10. We
Mm.
edit, we're the talent, we the
Mm-hmm.
voiceover edit, we do everything. The makeup artist, if you wear makeup, we the marketers because you got to market your content. We're on different platforms, promote. We do so much.
Yes. Yes.
And a lot of brands will pay you for all that because now they don't have to hire the team of 10. You do everything that the team of 10 can do. So that is something to keep in mind. Something else is digital products. So a lot of people are really great where they have a lot of wealth of information, and that could be turned into an ebook, and you could sell that.
Okay.
You sell that for sure. So where we at? 5?
That was 5. We counting.
Well, I would add on to the brand deals. So something else for the creators out there is if you are doing brand deals, you can actually license out your content. So I license out my content for about 3 to 6 months to certain brands, and sometimes they'll use that for their social media, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, their YouTube, or they'll run an ad for it. So that's something you guys can do is licensing out your content.
Okay. So is that 5.5 or is that 6?
We can make that 6.
Okay, we can make that 6. Okay. Licensing. So it's one thing to get brand deals and it's on your channel and they're using your audience, but it's another to
allow them to
allow them to use it
Yeah.
and run ads and all that stuff. Okay. Yeah, that's 6,
Yeah.
y'all. 6.
Number
Ways to
7
make
would
money.
be, and I'm just gonna make that the last one, would be merchandise. So a lot of creators start off with t-shirts and stuff, which I think is cool. But I would say when you start thinking about what you want to offer your audience, make sure it aligns with your brand. So for one of my clients that I've worked with in the last 10 years, she kind of like the Wendy Williams of YouTube, but she has her tea. So we started she sold tea and teacups and coffee mugs. So that makes sense to the type of content she does. So you don't always got to do t-shirts is what I'm saying, y'all.
Okay. That was a whole ass 7 streets of income. And there's probably more.
It's
honestly.
More. Yeah.
See, y'all getting the good stuff. Y'all getting the tea for free. Okay. So that means when me and her have our special meeting, hopefully she'll give me the rest of them. Okay.
You already know. I got you.
Okay. So what would you say is the best thing that's happened to you since starting your YouTube journey or since you got to wherever you wanted to be?
Being on a billboard in the city of LA.
I was like, I wonder if she remembered that because she got so much going on.
I know. That was a big deal because when YouTube reached out to me, I just thought it was one and I was so appreciative. I was like, wow, I want a billboard? What?
That's
but then
awesome.
I drive down the street and I see 10 of them. It was like over 10, all by the SoFi Stadium and the Inglewood Forum. Like they were everywhere. And my friends from high school saw them, and these are friends I haven't seen in years, but they saw me in the city of LA, and it was a big deal.
I remember seeing it. I was like, I know her.
Yeah, I was just so proud because I've been on YouTube for so long, but I've been quiet for so long because when you look at some of the top creators that people or the social media platform highlight as successful, they don't look like me and they don't have my following count. Usually they're in the millions and they get massive amount of views, and that's just not me. But I think when we talk about success, it's not your following count, but it's the impact and what you've been able to do for your community and so much more. So I started having that conversation with YouTube, and I said, on top of that, honey, your girl hit 7 figures. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Oh, God, it's getting hot up in here. Okay. All right. So, you coach, you mentor. Okay. So, who are some of your clients that we may recognize on the tube?
Yeah, definitely Dr. Nas. He's on his way of reaching 1 million. Right now he's at I think he's close to 850,000. So his goal is to get there before the year's up, and I'm very confident that he will.
I'm sure he will.
We will revisit this video, and I'll be in the comments like he did it.
Yes.
Yes. There's so many people, honestly. Crystal Luster. there's a whole bunch of people. Even Becky G, if you guys know her, she got her start here on YouTube, and now
Mhm.
she's a mega star. She's
Mhm.
was in a Power Ranger movie as a Pink Ranger. Like she killing it.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Wait, so Becky G was your client?
yeah, so I used to do mostly her content for like social media, and it was mostly with the photography, but we added that as content. We'll
Ah.
put it together and we will create videos. They might still be up on one of my YouTube channels, but I started off with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang. So I can't wait till you when someone else asks you, and then they're gonna be like, "Who's one of your clients?" You can be like, "Well, immediately Sierra, and now she's like a superstar. Like I did that. Like I cannot wait for that to happen. Like."
Listen. Yeah, I mean, we have a bunch of creators. I mean, I can go down the list. Even Sharente is amazing. You met her. Y'all did y'all
Yes.
collaboration.
Sharente was my very first live. I was on her channel and I was like, I cannot believe I just did that. And then after that, I'm like, I think I can do this. And then hosting your own is totally different. You use a lot more responsibility,
Yeah,
but it definitely helped ease me into it for sure. And she just
absolutely.
hit her 100K, and I'm like, well, dang, I gotta get like Sharente. Like,
Absolutely. And one more shout out would be to Florida Training Academy. I've been working with her, and right now she's at 505,000 subscribers. So
mm,
she really surpassed her goal because when we met, she's already a registered nurse and she made good money. But her
ah,
goal on YouTube was to reach 10 to 15,000 and also to get the YouTube silver play button. And she done hit all those goals. So
amen to that. Okay.
yeah,
That gets me excited. That makes me feel like, okay, there are people out here who are, that you can know who went from 0 to 100, like
yeah,
literally, you know what I
literally
mean?
zero.
Zero. And some people go from like, they go so far past YouTube, so far past social media. And I mean, for some people, that's not the goal. Some people are okay with like
Mm-hmm.
staying in the YouTube world
Yep.
or, just social media. And some people want to pass that. I know personally, I'm trying to be like out in the streets, okay? Not just the YouTube streets, but the real world
I
streets.
hear you.
So I know I'm going to have to work hard. Like, I get that. And I can't. I'm just destined to always be tired. So I'm like, well, how you going to, like, we got to do this while you're tired, apparently, because that ain't going to change. But I be tired, y'all. I be so tired. Um, but it does. The lives do help, and now I'm
Yeah.
like, I feel like I have more confidence to be able to like for it to not have to be perfect. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Which is kind of like the point with like live. Nothing's really perfect. I've gone through like the live feed. I'm looking at people and I'm like, none of this stuff is perfect and
At
pictured.
all.
And I'm like, oh, okay. So y'all see, I put on some lashes, but I ain't put on makeup. I gotta wash my hair. Like it's
We
tragic,
just
but I'm
basic,
like
you know.
regular. But I'm like, this is just real life,
It
because
is.
trying to like I'm a person. I need a script. I can't just. I'll talk too much and I'll go way off the chart somewhere. So I was doing script. I even got a teleprompter behind me, and I use it, a couple times. But I'm like, I think I like this live thing better.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, it's actually less pressure than shooting something and then editing it and all that stuff. And
I
it's free.
love.
I ain't gotta pay nobody to do nothing.
That's true. That's
Um.
true.
So yeah, I'm grateful for you, and I just cannot wait till I keep growing, and I just feel like I'm really proud of myself that I was smart enough to get all my to buy up all these coaching sessions because I really that was really betting on myself. I was like, you know what, Sierra, maybe if you do this, then you really gonna be on your shit.
Mm.
And so that's what I did. I like had some like money in savings. I was like, shoot, let's do it. Like we want to be a star.
I'm
So
so happy for you. I'm so proud, and I'm so glad that you also didn't just do the coaching, but you decided to join our family because now, like Sharente was on the phone with me the other day. She's like, I'm excited because she's going to her first creator event, but then she gets to link up with you, and she wouldn't have met you if
yes,
she wasn't in the Creator Life membership. So I don't know. It's just so cool when I see all of us like link up together, we hanging out, and we at the events
man.
together, doing all that. It's so cool.
I said I was definitely gonna start doing some more things, and
Mm-hmm.
it's especially with like what's it with VidCon. And I
Yeah.
said I wanted to go. I didn't know how I was going to work that out with my schedule, with work and everything. And then I didn't know. I was like, I'll be by myself. It'd be weird being at a conference just by yourself, walking around this motherfucker like that. Like I was like, no, I'm not gonna go. Like that'll just be too weird. And then I
Yeah.
was like, when Sharente said she was going, he's like, you know what, Sierra, you're gonna have a friend there. You're just gonna go. So I feel less awkward being there as like some random person just walking around like, hey, and because I am so awkward in real life, I'll just be like, what's up? So I decided when she said, I was like, and I just went ahead and bought my ticket. And I told my
Oh
manager, I'm like,
yeah.
I'm going to this conference for 4 days. So we
Nice.
need to work out. Okay, I'm gonna work here, and I'm not trying to use up on my PTO. I was
I
like, I'm
hear
gonna do PTO, and I'm gonna work extra days over here, and I just like made it work out, you know.
you.
And that all happened because I ended up meeting Sharente, and I was like, she's coming from Vegas, and I'm trying to move to Vegas, and
Yeah.
she's gonna be in LA. Oh my god, clicky click click, like
It's like
it was
perfect.
it was perfect. So meeting her in the Creator Life membership. Can you tell people about Creator Life? Like what's that?
Yes. So for those that don't know, Creator Life, we do so many different things under the company, but we do have an agency where we manage talent. We negotiate their brand deals. We get them into events where they're getting paid to be there.
Mm-hmm.
We also have our membership for creators where we provide you with resources, courses, the community, and even just extra perks like our content homes and stuff like that. We got a lot going on in a good way though, but I think the most important thing that I'm excited about in regards to what I do is, there's a lot of people that have memberships. It's a lot of people that teach what I teach, but I don't think there's been anybody that have done what I've done. I've been able to provide housing to creators and teach them everything I know. So oftentimes when people are teaching master classes, like yeah, you could make a six figures on YouTube, but how do you keep it? Because now I'm teaching you how to invest your money, how to
Mm,
protect your IP. We don't own these platforms. And I've seen so
yeah.
many creators that cannot use their names anymore on the YouTube because somebody trademarked it. Now I'm teaching you that. All of my YouTube channels are trademarked, including Dr. Fashion. I did it on my own. So I don't
Mm.
teach anything I have not done myself. And if I know I don't know enough information to teach it, I bring on the experts. So, I'm just like really excited, like seeing people like make six figures that was homeless during the pandemic. I mean, we
Mm.
got creators like that in our membership right now. And the fingers.
Listen, I am a professional course buyer. Like no
You for
joke.
real,
If you
huh?
if you look at my Kajabi, if you look at my Gumroad, I am a professional. I have extreme FOMO. I don't like not knowing something. Like
Yeah.
if I'm like, there's knowledge, I gotta have it. I may not end up using it, but I am a
Yeah.
professional at buying shit. Okay. And I bought some great stuff and I bought some shitty stuff. Okay. So as someone who's bought
Yeah.
a lot of stuff, I will say that there's so much information in creator. Like I haven't even been through all of. It's just a lot of stuff in there. And Brittany be like, you should watch the so and so course, and I'd be like, yeah, girl. And then I won't finish because it's like so much. Like, how do you? I'm like, I can't. It's like honestly, like it's like for me, it's like full-time job or creator life because it's to go through all of that stuff and implement all the things. Like it is full time.
Yeah, I did. So anytime we do have people who haven't gotten started with anything or they just signed up, even in our group chat, I have shared a checklist just to make it easier for people to list, like knock things off the list. Because I do provide quite a bit. Because the thing about social media is it's changing every day. So it's
Mm-hmm.
always like even when I did the shorts class, and you like, I just learned something new because it just happened. Like this is something new. It's always
I'm like, I
changing.
thought I had it.
Honestly,
No, I don't. It's a whole other
so
thing.
I feel you on that because honestly, with this whole social media stuff, I feel like as a creator, it's just not for the weak. It's so much to learn. And if I was jumping into this now, I would be totally overwhelmed. When I first started, they were still trying to figure stuff out, you know? But I was there in the beginning, so I adjusted to little things that were being added. But it's like now when
Mhm.
you jump in, you have to learn all of it, and it's a lot,
I
a lot.
know, because we be in our sessions and I be like, I can't absorb all of this, Brittany. Like I feel like it makes me feel there's so many changes all the time, not just to
Yeah,
YouTube, but to all of them.
all type of yeah,
But and I'm just like, I feel like I wanted like a grandma who's trying to figure out how to work her phone. I'm like, I used to know how to do this. I don't know the stuff because it's
yeah,
constantly changing. And each platform is trying to be like the next one or the previous one. And then they are, but one thing I will say about YouTube is it's the only one I ever actually felt like gave a fuck about me, you
yeah,
know?
yep,
And I know they do because for one, we're on a call with someone who tells them like what's what. Like, so Brittany be knowing all the tea before people really be knowing the tea. And then she passed it on to us, perks of the membership, okay? But I'd be like, I still can't keep up with Lost Brittany. I be texting her like, how do I get to my homepage of my YouTube? I don't know how to do it. And she'd be like, just go press your name. You see the thought, just press the picture. It's right there. Are you
oh
sure? Yeah,
my
girl, it's right
god,
there. I think I got it. Like I really be struggling in these streets because it's always something new. And that's just YouTube. And then YouTube got stuff outside of like the platform too. And I'm just like, I don't know how I lose focus. So you tell me what I need to know, but like not over. You tell me what I need to know when I need to know it.
yeah,
Like focus on this right now, and
yeah,
that
yeah,
helps. So she was like, focus on live streaming right now. So
yeah.
I'm doing
That's it.
that
I'm gonna think about the other stuff
because I don't,
because if you think about the other stuff, nothing will get done.
and nothing did for a very long
Yeah,
time.
nothing will
Nothing
get
was
done.
getting done.
Cause I'm that way. Like if I know it's so many things to learn and my head is like all over the place, I'm like, okay, which should I start off with first? Let's just block out the noise and just do one or two things and focus on that.
Listen. That helped me because when you said focus on live streams, and I was able to
Yeah.
do that, and not have to worry about like creating
Editing.
scripts and editing and all
Yeah.
this stuff. And I'm just like, well, I have some questions. We gonna wing it, and it is a lot more fun too. Because then I think
Yeah.
about stuff in the moment, and we talk about it, and it's great.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. Appreciate it. Um, so how can someone work with you? If they're like, I want to be a part of this. I want to grow on YouTube. I want to get to the shmoney. Like, how do I work with this girl? Tell the people.
Yeah, so you guys can actually check out my website. It's creatorlife.com. And there you will find the links at the top toolbar for consultations or for our membership. It has a breakdown of everything. And one thing I tell people before they usually sign up for consultations is
Hmm.
don't sign up unless you're ready to work, because if you're spending money on a service, I want to make sure that you're reaching your goals. Like, what's the point of paying if you're not ready to actually implement? So there have been people I told that to, and they waited a year to come back to me because they was not ready mentally.
Hmm.
That's a big thing. So when they
Yeah.
came back, they was like, "You told me don't sign up," and they listened. But when they signed up, they was ready to work. And these are the same people that are reaching 100K, 500K,
Hmm.
800K. So yeah, and then also with our membership, like I said, we provide you with all the resources. Usually, I try to tell people everything before they happen, especially with the grants. We have so many people that got grants with like YouTube and Snapchat. And
Mm,
I be telling. They told
you
me,
do.
don't tell nobody. Don't tell me that. I'm telling everybody.
Tell everybody, and we are grateful. We love it. Yo, speaking of, telling people you definitely got to be in the right mindset and don't do it if
Yeah.
you ain't ready. There's a difference between, from experience. I swore I was ready.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, you know what? I've been trying this thing. Like, forget it. Like, I'm going to do it. Like, I don't care. Like, put the money on the line. Like, I was so ready. And then and then we started. And I was like, oh, bitch, I don't think you're ready. But you got to get ready because you're going
Right.
to get left behind.
That part.
So, but I
Yeah.
was, So it's like I'm balancing between like being ready, doing the things, but also realizing like what's not working for me and
Mm-hmm.
adjusting, right?
Yeah.
I bought all the tools, but I realized like maybe live stream is better for me versus trying to pre-record things and be a talking head. And because then my perfectionism comes into play
Yeah.
and just things don't get done for me. Like if it ain't right, I don't like to do it. And so I've accepted the fact that live stream is going to be messy, and I'm okay with that because I didn't see some messy ass live streams. Can't be no worse than what I done seen, child. So, so it gives you some confidence. Once you be scrolling, you be like,
You're
"Oh,
like,
I can do this. I can do this." Like you scrolling.
exactly. No, for real.
So that's real. Like, and then as a professional purchaser, I've definitely bought some things, and I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna have it for when I'm ready," and it piles up. It piles. I got so many courses and ebooks. Lord, it's
Lord.
crazy. And I'm just like, one day I'll get back to it. And I just realized, like, maybe there is no such thing as 100% ready,
Yeah.
but you got to start somewhere.
Yep.
So I started wherever I was, and then but I do be feeling like, oh my god, I got to call with Brittany. Oh, I did not do shit. I mean, you wouldn't think I'm meeting with the principal of my high school and I have to like present this extra credit. Oh, I be so messed up, Brittany. I'm sorry, maybe you didn't know this, but I be having so much anxiety. But it does also it helps me because I'm like, because then I realize it actually don't take long for me to do this one thing, right?
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah, yeah.
so be a part of it is me in my head, and then the other part I just still like. There's part of me I'm just like, Lord Jesus, what's she gonna say? Another part I'm like, it's your life. She probably don't care that much if you want to screw it over. So I'm like, but no, I wouldn't be mad at me. I just be like back and forth in my head.
That is so funny. But funny enough, even though you say all these things, at the end of the day, you got started and you
That's
reached
it.
major milestones on YouTube that takes people years to get to, honestly. So when I'm looking at the track records with YouTube of creators that are reaching 10, 15, and upwards, they're taking a long time to see those type of numbers. But you did that in like a month. When you hit that 10K, it was like real quick.
I didn't know. It
It's
just
like you
happened.
showed up, and that's something you wasn't doing before. Like when we
Yeah,
looked at your history of how you were uploading, you haven't uploaded in a while, and then when you started to show up for yourself and your audience, those numbers was hitting.
they were, and I was doing what you told me to do. So shout out to Creator Life. Um, that's really what it was. I mean, I realized everybody has different learning styles.
Yeah,
My learning style is having an accountability partner.
yeah,
My learning style is having a coach, having a mentor. I've learned that about myself. And then
mm,
putting money on the line. That
yeah.
is my learning style. Some people learn totally different and they do things totally different. So
That is
since I
true.
found that works for me,
Yeah,
I'm all about that.
yeah.
Okay. Even if it means I gotta be like, I didn't do the thing you told me to do. But I felt bad enough to get it done though. So I'm like, oh, but I can do this thing she told me, quick, quick, quick. So, it's just part of the journey and I'm happy to be on
Yeah,
it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really grateful. And I'm truly just like excited to see what's gonna happen by October because by October that's my deadline of like I
yeah,
want to hit 100K.
yep,
Um, and I feel really inspired that I can do that because you have clients who've done that in like no time. So I'm
yeah,
like, well, they can do it. I can do it. Just gotta like turn on these hot ass lights and be sweating, but I can do it. That's why the AC is on. I don't know if y'all can hear this AC, but Lord, like the past lives, I'm dying because of these lights.
yeah.
So, but
You could
I'm here.
definitely hit that goal for sure. I mean, even with Dr. Nas, because we always talk about this on social media, he was not with the long form. He was like, and he did not want to edit. He did not want to edit no videos. He said, I don't got the time. And I get that because he have a family, he got kids, he got
Yeah,
life.
life.
And he had a 9 to 5 job. But the interesting thing is, out of all my clients, usually I don't get a lot of clients that are making 6 figure in their 9 to 5. So one thing he was very clear on is that he wanted to make more than what his 9 to 5 is.
Right.
And I actually posted receipts because that's what I do. I'm the receipt queen.
Yes.
I posted where he said, it's funny, I'm making more than my 9 to 5. He said, why am I still there? So I share that because he's now reaching that goal, but it took him a minute to listen to me. It didn't take him too long, but when I say a minute, that's more than 24 hours. He finally started to do the live streams and the
Mm-hmm.
long form. And now his money is up. He about to hit that 1 million, and I'm just really proud of him.
Can't even
Yeah,
imagine. Like I'm never trying to get to 1K. People hitting 1 milli.
1 million.
Bananas. That's
But this took less
bananas.
than 2.5 years, so it's doable.
Okay. So knowing what you know about me, right now, where we are. Okay. So if let's say my goal is to just 100,000 follower subscribers. If I want to do like 100K in a year, right? Strictly off of YouTube, right?
Hmm.
How long, if I do everything that you say, how long, if I do everything that you say, how long do you think it'll take me to reach my goal of making six figures on social media?
Okay, so we just talked about the money part in this reaching six figures. No, on the serious though, I think that could happen in like, I would say if we did something that was very, ooh, it was like boot camp type, with you working, like your 9 to 5 type working, that could happen in 6 months or less.
Mm,
But then you might get tired. But if you
mm.
wanted to not be tired, I would say a year.
And also, I know it like depends on like all the different streams of income too. Like, I'm sure it's different if I
Yeah.
have, two versus seven.
Yeah.
So,
So like with Dr. Nas, definitely I helped him create different streams of income, right? So
hmm
he always go viral with his shorts, but that just doesn't pay that well. And
hmm
so one thing I told him was like, you got all these views, but where the money, right? So
hmm
I'm like, let's do affiliate marketing. He was like, nah, I got kids that watch me, they not go buy. But they do want stuff that they see and their
hmm
parents buy it. So when he started to do the affiliate stuff with YouTube, he said, I should have listened to you a lot sooner. Look at the money. He sent me a screenshot. I said, see, I told you. That's what you hired me for.
Like y'all be hiring me, y'all don't listen. I don't get it, and then we listen.
Oh
We be
my
like,
God.
oh,
But I was
yeah.
so happy. And then also, you got the brand deal stuff. And he's been working on merch. He got merch and stuff out there. So I would say he has a good, um, he actually probably got 7 streams now, to be
Mm,
honest. Yeah.
I can't wait. It's
Yeah.
gonna be great. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. I think on
Uh,
top of that, too, before you move on, it's like,
okay.
it's cool because we're around these creators that are making it. And because they're in our community with Creator Life, they
hmm
are not gatekeeping the information. So everybody's willing to share their information of what's working for them and what's
hmm
not, and also just helping other people.
Yeah, yeah. I know. I definitely like. I want to meet these people in person
Person, yeah.
because when it's a chat, it's just a bunch of like names and in a
Yeah,
small little
that's
photo, and I'm like, I need a creator life event. When is the next creator life event? Do we have it?
I've been plotting things out. I probably want to do something in the fall. Our last one was with YouTube in Vegas, and that was a hit. That
hmm
was a real good one. Right there on Las Vegas Strip at Toca Madera. Oh, YouTube done outdid themselves, honey. I was like, wait, we had a lady doing fire down her throat and stuff. I said, where'd she come from? She came out of nowhere. But it was part of the show. It was like really fancy. They went all out. If I paid for all that, that definitely would have been over a 50,000 plus dollars. Oh,
mm,
oh,
mm.
girl.
Dang, I'm trying to get called by YouTube, invited to something. Okay, tell them to hit up your girl because she like doing stuff. She fancy.
You feel me?
Yes. So I like to do a praise report. Okay. So something that if there's something you've recently accomplished, if there's any goals that you're like about to reach, like a praise report. If you have anything that you can give the people, something.
Well, I did share some news with you. Funny enough, I haven't shared it with my rest of my family yet. So hopefully they're not watching this video right
My
now.
bad.
No, but you're fine because I think this is going to be perfect timing because everything is going to be closed this week for the house I got. So basically, I purchased my mom childhood home and it was in foreclosure. And I pretty much used my money from social media, mainly YouTube, to save this home. Even on the housing documents, it has my YouTube channel because we use that money in the bank account and the EIN and all the other stuff in between
Uh,
to save this home. And it's funny that I'm back in this house right now as we're doing this live stream because this is the same room I created my whiteboard with the seven figures. I had no money, by the way. I was in a negative
okay.
in my bank account, literally negative. I would go to my friend's house, collect cans and bottles because I really wanted to have better equipment to make better videos. I know
Mm-hmm.
we tell people use what you have, and that's great. I did use what I had, but I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to have better videos, better audio, better light. You know what I mean? All
Mm-hmm.
that matters because once the sun go down, I don't have no natural light, you know?
Listen.
So I was
Listen.
like, I did what I had to do, but it started here. This was the
Mm-hmm.
place where I said I'm going all in because I was working a part-time job and I had two, and I was so exhausted. And I remember crying to my mom, and I was just like, it doesn't make no sense. How am I so talented and yet I'm broke? You got
Mm-hmm.
all this talent and you got negative in your bank account, cashing in bottles, getting your hands dirty. This makes no sense. So I was in this exact room right behind me, whiteboard. I said YouTube right in the center. And I started plotting out all the different ways I was going to bring in seven figures. I didn't skip the six. I said seven.
I
And
noticed
then when I
that.
was cashing my bottles, I was walking all bougie up in the a mess with my little bottles and my gloves. I'm like, I'm gonna be a seven-figure earner. And I said that to my mom, and she was like, oh, okay, girl. And I was just saying this because I believed that I
Yeah.
would make this type of money, but nobody believed that because it just didn't make sense. I had negative in my bank account, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I believed in myself that much that I was willing to work as hard as I had to reach that goal, and it happened. So my mom was like, "Damn, you did it!" And she said, "If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to save this home." And she just started crying. So I'm just so
Mm.
happy, and I'm just
Yes,
like so blessed.
manifestation.
Yes,
Speaking into existence, literally.
yeah. It was a lot of work
See?
because I didn't have any mentors and there wasn't the wealth of information now online when I first started. Obviously, now you can go on YouTube, find master classes on how to get started. I was the one starting in the beginning when YouTube
Mm.
didn't even have monetization. So I literally had to start from the ground up.
Mm. Mm. So you saving house, you taking care of the family, you
Yes.
saving memories. That is a praise report. Yes. Trying to get like you.
Yes, yes,
Trying to
yes.
buy houses and things and take care of folks and have them on payroll and all the things. So I'm trying to do. So definitely
Yes.
inspiration. Okay, definitely inspiring. So tell us what's next for Brittany Dke and Dr. Fashion and all the other names you go by.
Yeah, definitely plan on I'm in school, so I plan on finishing school so I can get my MD.
How
So
you wait? Time out.
time me out
So
now.
what we not gonna do is we're not gonna act like that's normal. We're not gonna act like I didn't know that. We
I thought you knew.
no. Do I sound like I knew? Oh, I'm just in school. Oh, but I could do that because I already have videos made for the next 3 years. Like,
No.
just stop.
You know, people ask me how I do it. I have no answer though because I do time block everything, but yet I still have time for my 8 hours of sleep and time for friends and family. But I do a lot because in between, even though I batch recorded a lot of content, remember I still manage people, and if I'm sleeping, they don't eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it is a lot of work, but because I enjoy it so much, it doesn't feel like work. And
Yeah.
sometimes I have to remind myself to detox and just take a break. And that's why I went on a vacation recently. But I am in school, you guys. I'm a pre med student and I'll be off to medical school soon. So that Dr. Fashion is not a cute little name. for social media. It's about to be for real, for real.
Oh my God, that's bananas. Oh my, how? Oh God, my head hurts. Just thinking about like how that's even possible.
Yeah, I'm not playing. That MD is coming. There's there's less than 6% of black physicians in the medical field. I'm about to be the change I want to see. So
So how do you have a particular type of doctor you're trying to be, or
at
do
first
you
I
know
wanted
yet?
to be a surgeon.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but being a surgeon takes up a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
Residency for that is usually about 8 years,
Mm-hmm.
and also you're in the hospital a lot. And I don't want to burn out. A lot of doctors do burn out. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
them are also depressed. A lot of people don't talk about that, but I want to make sure I have time for friends and family and things I enjoy in life. So I'm probably going to do family medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was just amazing. That is just amazing. Like how? Who just like, oh, it's your medical school, yeah. Just paying for a medical school outside of my, Dr. Fashion account. Like, who the fuck says that? Oh, you're killing me, Smalls. Okay, like when I
Oh
said
my
what's next, I didn't
god.
know you was gonna be like, I'm about to be a doctor. Like, literally. What? Okay. I have to rethink that question whenever I ask somebody because they might just hit
Oh
me in
my
the
god.
face. Oh my God. Oh, I'm about to be president. Like, what? That? Okay.
Years.
Well, this has been lovely and enlightening from Dr. Fashion. Eventually, she just gonna change her name from MD Fashion, okay? Because clearly she wants to be a doctor. So thank you so much,
Oh my god, my
Dr.
face hurts.
Fashion. Oh my God, how you think I feel? I'm like, I didn't know any of this was gonna happen. Like, what's happening right now? Thank you so much for gracing us with your
Yes.
presence and your knowledge and the tea, all the things. Please follow, find all of the things for Dr. Fashion and Brittany Dke, like
Yep, yep.
create her life in these streets to get your life right. Okay. If you're trying to grow on YouTube, if you're trying to have these streams of income, if you're trying to be great in these streets, you need to hit her up. Okay.
Create your
Okay.
life.
Creator life. Like it gets you right. It's worth it. It's so worth it. Thank you so much for
You're
coming,
welcome.
for giving us all of your light and your love. Thank you so much. Next time we're gonna have Aspen Sierra on. I made an announcement that we were actually supposed to have a live last Friday, and then I wasn't feeling well, so we rescheduled it. So we're gonna do this coming up Friday. So we're gonna talk
Okay.
about Black and beauty and travel and all
Okay.
the things what it's like trying to maintain that natural hair while you traveling somewhere across the globe.
That's
Like it's a real thing
perfect.
because I've been there.
That's perfect because
So
summertime, everybody's traveling right now. It's perfect.
it's a nightmare. So she's gonna give us a little tips and tricks on
Okay.
travel and beauty and all the things. So come back here and see us this Friday, whatever that date is. I don't know what date that is. That's okay. Look at your calendar
I think that's the
because it's
14th.
Friday. Is it the 14th? Come back the 14th. We'll be live. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.